what's going on with Real Madrid? A squad filled with superstars, from Courtois in goal to arguably the best player in the world, Mbappé, up front. Yet they look like a team that can't click, they can't control games, and can't find a structure. A new manager was even brought in to make things better, but somehow things have only gotten worse. So today we're going to be breaking down what's really wrong with Real Madrid. We're going to look at it from three different angles. Number one, the midfield. Number two, the defense. And number three, the attack. But let's start with the biggest issue, the midfield. Let's be honest, the problem isn't Real Madrid's midfield is bad. The problem is the midfield doesn't exist. Since the beginning of October, Madrid have been declining. Yes, they beat Barcelona, and of course they beat Juventus, but even convincing. But since then, they've gone down and down and down. And why is that? Because the midfield does not control games. They keep the ball, but they don't control the game. They allow too much space for counter-attack, they drop deep instead of pressing, and they constantly leave the defense exposed. This isn't about playing a high line, or this isn't about risky tactics. This is about no tactics at all. Let's look at the numbers. Valverde, since October, he has only one assist. And yes, he has been shifted to the right back because of injuries, but that's one assist in 2 months. Bellingham has 2 assists since October and just 1 assist since the game against Barcelona. Adragula, who is easily their best midfielder, only has 3 assists over the same period. He has 1 against Kyra, which is a bad opponent, 1 against Olympiacos, and 1 against Getafe. And the crazy thing about it is that Xabi Alonso doesn't even start him in every game. It just feels like the manager has caved into the player pressure, benching his most creative midfielder for no reason. Their entire tactical plan in recent game has been get the ball to Trent. Trent switches it in a long ball to Vinicius Mbappé, and that's it. It's more like they skip the midfield completely. And this might work against teams that have not figured that out. But once the opponent figure this out and mark out Vinicius and Mbappé, Madrid is left with nothing. They have no structure, no pattern, and no creativity. A team with 4 midfielders who don't do anything cannot win the big games. The second part is the defense. But let's be fair, the defense is not really the player or the coach's fault. The injuries have been crazy. They have a very long injury list. Trent is injured, Carvajal is injured, Hudson is injured, Asensio is having the worst season of his career. Rüdiger is kind of getting back from injury. Militao is injured again. Mendy has been injured for like forever. Fran Garcia is not really on the level that he should be. And they only have 2 saving graces at the back line. That's Courtois, who's forced to save everything in the world, and Carreras, who's the only defender that's always available. How are you supposed to build from the back when your entire back line is in the hospital? That is the only reason they're not losing games. He's one of the keepers with the most saves in world football right now. But again, the defense is suffering because the midfield offers no protection. There's no press coming from the midfield. There's no compactness. There is no ball progression. Everything is just total chaos. Now let's look at the third part, which is the attack. Real Madrid's attack is kind of predictable. Although they have superstars that have been able to change the game for them, like Mbappé and Vinicius, and sometimes Bellingham, the attack is very predictable. They don't build through the middle. They rarely combine in tight spaces. They rarely play through balls from the midfield, and they just jump the entire midfield by a long ball. It's basically get it to the stars and pray they find a way. And that's fine until a smart team marks them out of the game. And recently, most of the teams have been doing that. With no midfield and a broken defense, even 2 world-class strikers cannot carry a whole club. So what's wrong with Real Madrid? It's not Mbappé. It's not Vinicius. It's not Courtois. and it's not even the injuries. The real problem is there is no structure. There is no defined midfield and no system. There is also no identity. Until they fix their midfield, until they can build a real structure, the results will remain inconsistent, the attacking patterns will stay predictable, and the defense will continue to suffer. This team has talent, but without a structure, even a full squad of Galacticos can look ordinary.